morning, dear students. I am Ms. Navida Sheikh from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started.
Good morning, dear students. I am Mrs. Navida Sheikh from MCGM Virtual Class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's class, we'll be learning a very interesting chapter from your Science 1 textbook, and the name of the chapter is Metallurgy. Now, this is the very beginning of the chapter, Metallurgy, and as the name has metal in it, okay, so there will be discussion about metals and non-metals, and I know that you have a basic knowledge about metals and non-metals in your 8th standard and your 9th standard. You have learned about them, right? You know what are metals, what are non-metals. There are certain properties that you have learned, whether it is physical or chemical. You have learned certain chemical properties also in your 8th standard, and those are basic knowledge that you need in this chapter as well. Okay, बहुत सारी नई नई चीज़ें भी है, but along with that you need your past knowledge about metals and non-metals in order to understand this chapter in a better way. Okay, so do not worry if you, even if you do not remember, we'll first have a quick revision of all the things that we have studied up till now about the properties of metals and non-metals, and then we'll continue ahead with certain new terminologies that are there in this chapter. Okay, so let's get started and learn something new and interesting. In this chapter, we will be learning about the physical properties of metals, and this is a very interesting thing because you have already learned about it. Okay, when you were in 8th standard, we used to teachers usually tell you that 8th standard syllabus and 10th standard syllabus is quite similar. Okay, so if you think that 8th standard was easy for you all to understand, 10th is also very easy to understand. Okay, now syllabus is very simple. Don't think that it is a very difficult chapter. Very simple chapter this is also. So physical properties of metals and chemical properties of metals. Some of the chemical properties you've already learned, that will be repeated here again. You will be having chemical properties of non-metals as well. Metallurgy, various concept. Actually, what is the meaning of metallurgy? The name of the chapter. It has metal in it, but it doesn't mean metal. Okay, so what is the meaning of metallurgy? Its basic concept, and then you will be having reactivity series of metals. We will be learning about physical properties of non-metals also, and what are ionic compounds. Okay, so this chapter is very interesting because most of the part you've already learned, that is the physical properties of metals and physical properties of non-metals you've already learned. You have learned what are ionic bonds and compounds. You have also learned about few of the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Okay, so you will be learning few very new terms like metallurgy, reactivity series of metals, and ionic compounds. Okay, so let's continue ahead and start. Now we know that our earth was born about 4.5 billion years ago. Various formative processes have been taken place in the core of the earth and its surroundings since its creation till today. These have resulted in the formation of various ores, liquids, and gases. We have learned that anything around you, solid, liquid, or gas, these are all naturally occurring things and they are made up of certain elements, right? हम लोगों ने पढ़ चुके हैं ना about elements, atoms, compounds, right? So we know that the earth has many over the period of time there has been various processes, and our earth has undergone various changes from the time it has been formed till today, and there are various types of ores, liquids, and gases which are present inside the core of the earth and around it. Okay, the substances around us are in the form of some or the other elements or their compounds. In the beginning, elements were classified in accordance with their chemical and physical properties into the types metals, non-metals, and metalloids. And these are in use even today. In the very first chapter in your 10th standard, that is periodic table, we have seen the importance of this table, right? About what are metals, what are non-metals, and what are metalloids. So here this red elements that you see in this table these are all metals. The blue ones are non-metals and the yellow ones are the metalloids that are there in the periodic table. Now this all things you have already learned. You know कि जो substances हमारे आसपास हैं ये 3 कैटेगरी में डिवाइड करे गए हैं एंड वो आज भी हम लोग यूज करते हैं वो नॉलेज को. Let us get back to the basic things, that is the physical properties of metals and non-metals. In our previous classes also we have learned this, so it is easy. आप लोग जल्दी से recollect कर लोगे, मुझे पता है. Luster. Luster means shine. Shine you will find only in metals. There are metals which shine, example except for there are iodine and graphite. These are non-metals which can shine, but most of the non-metals do not have luster, means they do not have any shine over them. Whereas metals जैसे कि iron है, copper है, आप लोग अगर देखोगे gold है, silver है, ये shine करते हैं, they have luster. Okay. Hardness means कितना hard है वो. अगर हम लोग उसे break करेंगे तो क्या वो easily break हो जाएगा, क्या वो easily break नहीं होगा, that is known as the hardness. So metals are very hard except for sodium and potassium, they break easily. Whereas in non-metals are not hard except for diamond. It is the hardest substance known. Okay, so non-metals can break easily, but diamond doesn't come under that category. Okay, because it is very hard. Malleability, it is highly malleable, means they can be drawn into sheets. अगर एक पीस है हमारे पास आयन का, अगर हम लोग उसे हैमर करेंगे तो उसे हम लोग वो चपटा होता चला जाएगा एंड इट कुड फॉर्म अ शीट. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, नॉन मेटल्स आर नॉन मेलिएबल, मीन्स उसको एक्चुअली क्या है ना प्रॉब्लम, नॉन मेटल्स आर नॉट हार्ड, तो अगर हम लोग उसे हैमर करेंगे तो वो टूट जाएगा, इट विल नॉट फॉर्म अ शीट. सेम थिंग व्हेन इट कम्स टू डक्टिलिटी. डक्टिलिटी मीन्स दिस इज अ प्रॉपर्टी बाय विच अ सब्सटेंस कैन बी ड्रॉन इनटू अ वायर. तो वायर बनाने के लिए भी यू नीड दैट मेटल टू हैव दैट प्रॉपर्टी कि जिससे उसे एक वायर में कन्वर्ट बनाया जा सके. सो ओनली मेटल्स आर डक्टाइल एक्सेप्ट फॉर जिंक, आर्सेनिक एंड antimony, whereas non-metals, most of the non-metals are non-ductile except for carbon fiber. Conductivity means whether they are good conductors of heat and electricity or bad conductors. So remember, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity both, except for bismuth and tungsten. Whereas non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. For example, wood, plastic. These are all non-metals and they do not conduct heat and electricity, except for graphite and gas carbon. They can conduct heat and electricity. Then you have the state in which they exist. Metals exist in solid state, except for mercury and gallium, they are in liquid state. Non-metals, they are in solid, liquid or gas, all three states. Only bromine is in liquid state. Okay. Density, they have high density, means अगर वो छोटी भी quantity में अगर छोटा सा भी एक piece रखा हुआ है metal का, it will have a higher density. ठीक है. Whereas metals अगर ज़्यादा heavy भी है, but it will have a low density, like the piece of wood. I would just give a very simple example. Same size का अगर हम लोग एक iron piece लेंगे, iron block, and I will take a I would take a wooden block. If I will submerge them in water, you will notice that the iron block will sink inside the water and the block which is made up of wood will float. So that shows that metals have high density and non-metals are having low density except for diamond. Then tensile strength, how much weight they can take. Metals have high tensile strength and non-metals have low. Alloys and amalgams, they form alloys and amalgams, and non-metals do not form alloys except for carbon and phosphorus. Now here you have, according to your textbook, the physical properties of metals. Metals exist mainly in solid state. The metals, namely mercury and gallium, exist in liquid state at room temperature. Metals possess luster, means they have shine. The metallic luster goes on decreasing due to exposure to atmospheric oxygen and moisture and also in presence of some reactive gases. You must have seen a piece of rod, iron rod. वो अगर बाहर बहुत दिन रखेंगे तो it will have उसकी शाइन भी कम हो जाएगी और उसके ऊपर हम लोग रस्ट जमा होते हुए देखते हैं. And that is because of the exposure to the atmospheric oxygen and the reaction that is happening over there. We know that metals have the properties namely ductility and malleability. Similarly, all metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Generally, all metals are hard. However, the alkali metals from group 1 such as lithium, sodium, potassium are exceptions. These metals can be cut with knife as they are very soft. Metals have high melting and boiling points. Means they do not melt and boil at a very low temperature. They need a very high boiling point in order to melt them. Alright. Now here you can see sodium. When you go into your colleges, you will notice there are experiments where you need sodium and the sodium will be submerged in kerosene because it is highly reactive with water and the oxygen that is present in the air. And it is so soft. It is a metal, but it is very soft. It can be easily cut with the help of a knife. Okay, so here you can see sodium and potassium which could be cut with the help of the knife also. नेक्स्ट मेलेबिलिटी डक्टिलिटी के एग्जांपल्स हैं कॉइल ऑफ एल्यूमिनियम वायर एंड रोल ऑफ एल्यूमिनियम फॉइल. रोल ऑफ एल्यूमिनियम फॉइल हम लोग हमारे घर में यूज़ करते हैं कुछ भी चीज़ रैप करने के लिए, फूड रोटीज़ वगैरह. वायर हम लोग यूज़ कर चुके हैं हमारे घर में. यू मस्ट हैव सीन इन द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी it easily passes electric current through it. So ductility and malleability, I hope this is also clear. You can see the examples of mercury and gallium as they are metals but they are in liquid state. Okay. So with this, I hope the few properties of metals are clear. We'll be having few more. Let's see them. For example, tungsten metal has the highest melting point, that is 3422 degrees Celsius. On the contrary, the melting and boiling points of the metals such as sodium, potassium, mercury, gallium are very low. A sound is produced when certain metals are struck. This is called sonority. Now, when you hear the bell in your school, this is bells. Nowadays, it is you all don't go to school, but you must have heard about in your school how the bell rings, or the house door when the bell rings over in your house also. Now there is a metal which is fixed inside and they both bang. Okay, वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से कनेक्टेड होता है और जब वो एक दूसरे के ऊपर मिलते हैं तो आवाज़ जनरेट होती है. So that is one very simple example of metals conducting sound. मगर मतलब क्या होता है अगर हम लोग बैंड में भी आप लोगों ने देखे होंगे. Here in this picture you can easily see that the people who are playing the band, they have two metal plates and they bang it so that there is a different type of sound which is being produced. Okay, so metals have this property where they can produce sound. As I told you, there are few which have very high melting point and boiling point, so remember that as well. I hope this much is clear about the physical properties of metals. Let us get to the physical properties of non-metals. When properties of non-metals are considered, it is found that some non-metals are in solid state. Okay, some are in solid state while some are in gaseous state. Exception is the non-metal bromine which exists in liquid state. Okay, only bromine exists in liquid state. Non-metals do not possess luster, they are dull. But iodine is an exception as its crystals are shiny. Non-metals are not hard except for diamond. Remember that. Diamond, which is an allotrope of carbon, is the exception. Diamond is the hardest natural substance. और एक डायमंड को कट करने के लिए भी डायमंड का ही इस्तेमाल होता है. Remember that. Non-metals have low melting and boiling point. Non-metals are bad conductors of electricity and heat. Graphite is an allotrope of carbon. It is an exception. It can conduct heat and electricity as it is a good conductor of electricity. Alright. So I hope with this picture it makes it very clear about the physical properties of non-metals. Here you can see metals versus non-metals, the physical properties. We'll just quickly compare the both. Metals are lustrous, non-metals are dull. Metals are good conductors, non-metals are poor conductors. Metals have high melting point, non-metals are non-ductile, and they have high density. Non-metals are brittle. They have metals are malleable, ductile, and they are usually solid at room temperature, opaque as a thin sheet, and sonorous means they can produce sound. Whereas non-metals are brittle means they can break easily. They may be solid, liquid, or gaseous at room temperature. Transparent as a thin sheet and not sonorous means they do not produce sound. Now remember, metals के बारे में अगर आप एक प्रॉपर्टी याद रखोगे ना कि उसको अगर हम लोग तोड़ेंगे तो वो इजीली टूट जाएगा, तो ना ही उसे हम लोग डक्टाइल बना सकते हैं, ना ही उसे हम लोग मेलेबल बना सकते हैं. Means they cannot be drawn into sheet, they cannot be drawn into wire because they cannot be hammered. Okay, because they are brittle. अगर एक ये प्रॉपर्टी आप याद रखोगे तो बहुत सारी प्रॉपर्टीज इजीली याद रहेगी. And they are not sonorous. Why? Because even if you bang it, it will not produce sound. Okay, so I hope with this the comparison is clear, and few of the properties you all can, I think most of the properties you will remember from these. Now let us understand the chemical properties of metals. Now this is interesting and important because from now onwards we will be learning more about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals, and it is very interesting to understand that. Let us see. Metals are reactive. As I told you that metals react with their surrounding things which are there like oxygen, water. Okay. So those they lose electrons easily and become positively charged ion. Now positively charged ion, negatively charged ion we have already learned, okay, but I'll just give you a very simple example. जब electrons दिया जाता है means if an atom is giving losing electrons, it becomes positively charged ion. Okay, when a atom takes an electron means जब वो gain करता है तो वो negatively charged ion बन जाता है. ठीक है, तो ये दोनों चीज याद रखेंगे because हम लोग को दोनों जगह यूज होगा ये. So here in metals, they lose electrons easily and become positively charged ion. That is why metals are called electropositive elements, because they lose electrons and they become electropositive elements. Substances which are good conductors of heat are usually good conductors of electricity as well. And similarly, bad conductors of heat are also bad conductors of electricity. This exception, the exception is diamond, which is a bad conductor of electricity but a good conductor of heat. Okay, so positive metal ions and negative your electropositive elements समझ में आ गया आप लोगों को. Low melting and boiling point and bad conductivity. I think it is very clear to all of you now. Let us understand the reactions of certain metals. First reaction of metal is with oxygen. When the metal, like sodium, when metals combine with oxygen on heating in air and metal oxides are formed. So here if you see sodium, that is Na, plus O2, that is oxygen. So Na is a metal, that is sodium is a metal and oxygen is a gas. When they react with each other, they give you an oxide, metal oxide. Okay, जो भी metal से react हो रहा है oxygen के साथ वो oxide बन जाता है उसका. So here you have sodium, so it will form a sodium oxide. Okay. Sodium and potassium are very reactive metals. Sodium metal combines with oxygen in the air even at room temperature and forms sodium oxide. Okay, so here you can see sodium oxide. Next, on exposure to air, sodium readily catches fire. I told you that sodium is always kept submerged inside the kerosene. अगर ये सोडियम को हम लोग बाहर रखते हैं तो ये easily fire पकड़ सकता है, and therefore to prevent accidents in the laboratory or elsewhere it is kept in kerosene. Oxides of some metals are soluble in water and they react with water to form alkali. Now one example is here in front of you. Now oxides means जो भी metal है उसके आगे एक O लगेगा, ठीक है, so that means it is an oxide. और अगर हम लोग एक यहाँ पर जैसे कि सोडियम है Na means sodium oxide, Na2O, that is sodium oxide plus water H2O. It will give you sodium hydroxide. Okay, so oxides of some metals are soluble in water. They react with water to form alkali. Now sodium um, hydroxide here is a alkali. Okay, we know that magnesium oxide is formed on burning magnesium ribbon in the air. You must have done this in the school, and if you haven't done it, there is a how you have seen a litmus paper वैसे ही एक ribbon आती है, ठीक है, एक thin strip of magnesium ribbon मिलती है. Now those ribbons are when you burn it in air. Air मतलब हमारे आसपास air रहती है. If you burn it, okay, so it forms magnesium oxide. Very simple reaction and very easy to remember also. Magnesium oxide reacts with water to form an alkali called magnesium hydroxide. Now very simple things I would just ask you to remember. कोई भी एलिमेंट के साथ में अगर O लगा है तो वो उस एलिमेंट का ऑक्साइड है, और OH लगा है तो हाइड्रो ऑक्साइड है. ठीक है, तो दैट वे यू कैन इजीली write down also when you're writing down a reaction. So here we're talking about magnesium and oxygen first. In first case, magnesium plus oxygen, it gives you manganese oxide. Then if magnesium oxide, when it reacts with water, it gives you magnesium hydroxide. So a metal plus an oxygen gives you metal oxide. Okay, and a metal oxide plus water gives you metal hydroxide. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से आप लोग याद रखेंगे. Here you can see this picture where it shows a gas jar full of oxygen gas and a brilliant white flame. When you are burning and putting it in the when you are burning a magnesium ribbon, you will find a bright white color flame coming from it, and that is a reaction which you can see because of magnesium and oxygen reacting with each other. ठीक है, ये जब दोनों रिएक्ट करते हैं तो एक वाइट कलर की लाइट निकलती है. हम लोग नॉर्मली कोई चीज़ बर्न करते हैं तो हम लोग को येलो कलर की फायर दिखती है, बट हियर यू कैन सी अ वाइट flame which comes because of the reaction between magnesium and oxygen. Okay, let's understand reaction of metals with water. अब तक हम लोगों ने metals और oxygen के बारे में बात करे थे. Now we will learn about metals with water. It is also very simple, nothing very high funda. Okay, sodium and potassium are very favorite. Okay, in this chapter we will be talking more about sodium and potassium every now and then. So sodium and potassium metals react rapidly and vigorously with water and liberates hydrogen gas. When sodium and potassium metals, when they react easily, okay, and vigorously, मतलब fast, with water, they give out hydrogen gas. Here in this picture you can see when they react with metal, when they react with water, it gives you hydrogen gas. So sodium, that is Na plus water, when they react they give you hydrogen gas. Means here remember OH लग गया means hydroxide बन गया है, और it will release hydrogen gas as well. Now in the chapter chemical reaction I have explained you ये जो S है, ये जो L है, ये Q है, ये G है, ये क्यों क्या represent करते हैं. S means it is in the solid state. Sodium is in the solid state. O2 is in the H2O is in the liquid state, water. And NaOH is an aqueous state, means solution है पानी के जैसा. And G means gas. So hydrogen gas is released plus heat. Next is potassium. When potassium and water, when they react with each other, when they combine with each other, they will give you an aqueous solution of KOH, potassium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas will be released with a little amount of heat. Now how do you come to know? If you touch the test tube, you will find that the test tube has become hot or warm, and that shows that heat is generated when they are reacting with each other. On the other hand, calcium reacts with water slowly and less vigorously. Here in this picture, calcium is given to us. When it reacts with water, it reacts. Okay, ऐसा नहीं कि वो react नहीं करता. It will react slowly and less vigorously. Slowly and इतना quick reaction नहीं होता है. थोड़ा time लगता है उससे react करने के लिए. The hydrogen gas released in this reaction collects on the surface of the metal in the form of bubbles, and the metal floats on water. Here you can see how the hydrogen gas is generated, and you can see bubbles coming out because of the reaction, and those bubbles have nothing but hydrogen gas in it. Okay, so calcium plus water gives you calcium hydroxide, that is a combination, it is in aqueous state, and hydrogen gas is released. Here the metals aluminium, iron and zinc, they do not react with cold or hot water, but they react with steam. Okay, so there are certain metals which do not react with hot or cold water, but they react with steam. Steam is also nothing but a form of water that is in the gaseous state, right, to form their oxides. Hydrogen gas is released in this reaction. So here if I take aluminium, iron and zinc, either of the metals, and if they react with the steam, they will give you the oxides of it. Suppose if I'm taking aluminium, it will give me aluminium oxide, and hydrogen gas will be released. Here the bubbles which are coming out, the apparatus here you can see it is fixed here. You can see a glass wool soaked in water, and you can see a stand, and in between you can see a metal sample which is kept in the test tube. When the glass wool soaked in water is heated, it releases steam, right? पानी जब वो होगा evaporate होगा तो क्या बनेगा, जब गर्म होगा तो it will form steam. वो steam जब वो metal के पास touch होती है, the metal and the water start to react. When they react, it gives out gas. ठीक है, हाइड्रोजन गैस ऑल्सो. तो अब वो गैस किस तरीके से समझ में आएगा कि गैस आ रही है. नाउ देयर इज एन इन्वर्टेड tube here which is getting the gas is getting collected in the test tube here, which is kept inverted, and in the tube you have water which has been collected, और वो जो bubbles उसमें दिख रहे हैं वो हाइड्रोजन गैस की वजह से ऊपर जमा होते जाते हैं. ठीक है, so this is how the reaction is carried. अर्लियर जो हम लोगों ने देखे थे उसमें हम लोगों ने क्या देखा था कि मेटल के अंदर डायरेक्टली वाटर डाला जा रहा था एंड दे वर रिएक्टिंग, बट हियर द मेटल, देयर आर सर्टेन मेटल्स लाइक एल्यूमिनियम, आयरन एंड जिंक, दे नीड स्टीम to react. Okay, now here we'll be learning about reaction of metals with dilute acids. Now in your textbook it is printed wrong. It has been written reaction of metals with oxygen again. Okay, so this is a reaction of metals with diluted acids. Now diluted acid is a very simple example of dilute acid is HCl. Okay, so here we will be making use of metals and dilute acid, and when they react they will give you sulfate or chloride salts of metals which will be formed, and even hydrogen gas will be released during the reaction. So remember this, हमेशा याद रखना है कि प्रोडक्ट क्या मिलने वाला है हम लोगों को. ठीक है, तो अगर क्लोराइड, अगर HCl है तो क्लोराइड मिलेगा, सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड है तो सल्फेट मिलेगा. सो मैग्नीशियम, and when they react with dilute HCl it will give you magnesium chloride. If you have aluminium reacting with hydrochloric acid, it will give you aluminium chloride plus hydrogen gas. If you have iron reacting with diluted hydrochloric acid, it will give you iron chloride and hydrogen gas will be liberated. And the last one that we have is zinc. When the zinc metal reacts with dilute HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, it will give you zinc chloride and aqueous solution will be formed after the reaction, and hydrogen gas will be released. Now here in this apparatus also, this shows you a very simple example of how the reaction takes place with metals amongst the metal and the dilute acid, and how the hydrogen gas is collected in this and it is given out. And if you want to check whether hydrogen gas is coming out or not, the candle could be lit and you will find that because of the hydrogen gas it will be having a cracking noise which the fire जहाँ पर वो lit होती है कैंडल की, वहाँ पर हम लोग को एक क्रैकिंग नॉइज करते हैं अगर वहाँ पर हाइड्रोजन गैस रिलीज हो रहा है तो. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वी हैव रिएक्शन ऑफ मेटल्स विद नाइट्रिक एसिड. Nitrate salts of metals are formed on reaction of metals with nitric acid. Various oxides of nitrogen are also formed in accordance with the concentration of nitric acid. Okay, so here if I have copper plus HNO3, HNO3 is also an acid, nitric acid, Now this is a dilute, it is not a diluted one. Here it is written concentrated. Concentrated means it is highly reactive. इसके अंदर बिल्कुल भी पानी mix नहीं किया गया है, तो it is very dangerous to handle. So it has to be handled with care. So when they both react, they give you an aqueous solution. All right, and you can see that there is water being released. Water is also formed. Okay, not released, sorry, it is water is formed. So nitrate salts of metals are formed and reaction of metals with nitric acid. Okay, so various oxides of nitrogen here you can see which are formed with the concentration of nitric acid. Next we have is aqua regia. Now what is aqua regia? Aqua regia is a highly corrosive and fuming liquid. It is one of the few reagents which can dissolve the noble metals like gold and platinum. Aqua regia is freshly prepared by mixing concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio 3:1. Now remember hydrochloric acid और nitric acid को mix किया जाता है. Nitric acid and hydrochloric acid in the ratio of 3:1 is being used, and you can imagine it can easily dissolve metals like gold and platinum in it. Okay, so this solution is called as aqua regia. This will be used many a times when you go into the college, and you will need this solution. Now let us understand the reactivity series of metals. Now this is a very important thing which is supposed to be learned in this chapter. When we have seen that reactivity of all metal is not the same. हम लोगों ने देखे थे कि मैग्नीशियम है, पोटेशियम है, सोडियम है, ये एक एक अपने अपने लेवल पर रिएक्ट करते हैं. हम लोगों ने देखे थे कि कैल्शियम बहुत स्लो रिएक्ट कर रहा था. रिमेंबर वी लर्न कि कैल्शियम जब वाटर से रिएक्ट करता है तो इट टेक्स टाइम, इट इज़ लेस विगरस, it reacts slowly. We learned that, right? So हर एक मेटल अलग तरीके का रिएक्टिव होता है. कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा रिएक्टिव होता है, लाइक सोडियम. सोडियम को बोला जाता है कि they are not kept they are kept immersed in water, not water, sorry, it is immersed in kerosene. तो वो इतना रिएक्टिव होता है कि उसे बाहर भी नहीं रख सकते because it will catch fire when exposed to oxygen also. So depending upon the metals, they are reactive and they are less reactive, and let us see what is exactly happening here. We have seen that reactivity of all metal is not the same. However, the reagents oxygen, water and acids are not useful to determine the relative reactivities of all the metals, as all the metals do not react with them. ठीक है, सारे metals react नहीं करते एक दूसरे से, या फिर सारे metals पानी से, ऑक्सीजन से या एसिड के साथ में react नहीं करते. The displacement reaction of metals with solutions of salts of other metals serves this purpose. Okay, if a metal A displaces another metal B from the solution of its salt, then it means that the metal A is more reactive than the metal B. So what exactly is happening here? If I have metal A plus salt solution of metal B, when they react, you will see that the salt solution of metal A plus metal B is formed. Okay? So that way the reactivity series of metals could be determined. Here you can see the series which has been given in the according to which one is more reactive and which one is least reactive. Scientists have developed the reactivity series by doing many experiments of displacement reaction. The arrangement of metals in the increasing or decreasing order of reactivity is called the reactivity series of metals. ठीक है, जिस ऑर्डर में उसे अरेंज किया जाता है उसे हम लोग उसे reactivity series कहते हैं of metals. Metals are divided in the following groups according to the reactivity: highly reactive metals, moderately reactive metals, and less reactive metals. So here you can see potassium, sodium, lithium, calcium, they are highly reactive metals. Then you have magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, tin, lead, which are moderately reactive metals. Then we have copper, mercury, silver and gold, which are less reactive metals. Alright, so This is what is known as the reactivity series of metals. Now, if you do not remember about displacement reaction, you can go to our chapter chemical reaction and understand about the displacement reaction over there. Let's understand the reaction of metals with non-metals. Noble gases like helium, neon, argon do not take part in the chemical reactions. We know this, right? Because they are stable. So far, we have seen that from the reaction of metals that cations are formed by oxidation of metals. If we look into the electronic configuration of some metals and non-metals, it will be seen that the driving force behind the reaction is to attain the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas with complete octet. ठीक है? So metals do this by losing electrons. They लोग lose करते हैं electrons and they become electropositive. While non-metals do this by gaining electrons. Non-metals क्या करते हैं? Accept करते हैं electrons. So they do that by gaining electrons. So the outermost shell of noble gases being complete, they are chemically inert. Means they do not react. केमिकली इनर्ट क्यों होता है? बिकॉज उनका आउटर मोस्ट शेल कम्प्लीटली फिल्ड होता है, तो उन लोगों को शेयरिंग करने की या फिर देने की लेने की कोई जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड एज केमिकली इनर्ट. ऑलराइट, let us see the chemical properties of non-metals now. Non-metals are a collection of elements that have less similarities in physical and chemical properties. Non-metals are also called electronegative elements because they they take electrons. Okay, metals mein they give electrons and that is why they are electropositive elements. Non-metals mein they accept electrons and hence they are electronegative elements. Alright, as they are formed from negatively charged ions by accepting electrons. Some examples of chemical reactions of non-metals are as follows. First is reaction of non-metals with oxygen. So when carbon reacts with oxygen, it gives you carbon dioxide. Okay, that is acidic in nature. Next is carbon plus oxygen by partial combustion. मतलब partially जब ये burn होते हैं एक दूसरे के साथ, after they react partially, not completely, it gives carbon monoxide. Okay, CO, that is neutral. Next is sulfur and oxygen. When they react with each other, they give you sulfur dioxide. Alright, so I hope this is clear to all of you. Now, reaction of non-metals with water. Generally, non-metals, they do not react with water except the halogens. For example, when chlorine on dissolving it with water, it gives the following reaction. Chlorine plus water, it gives you hypochlorous acid, that is HOCl, and it gives you hydrogen chloride, which is also an aqueous solution. Next is reaction of dilute acids with non-metals. तो अब जब dilute acids की बात हो रही है, तो let us understand that as well. Now when you have non-metals, generally non-metals, they do not react with dilute acids also. Halogens are exception for this. For example, when chlorine reacts with dilute hydrobromic acid, you will get the following reaction. When chlorine reacts with hydrobromic acid, it gives you hydrogen chloride plus bromine. Okay, so this is the reaction that you get. Next is reaction of non-metals with hydrogen. If you have a non-metal which reacts with hydrogen under certain condition, okay, it should have proper temperature, proper pressure. If there is a use of catalyst, then only they will react. Okay, so if they react in all this condition, then let us see a few reactions of that. You will have, when you have sulfur plus hydrogen, when they react with each other, they give you hydrogen sulfide. And when nitrogen and hydrogen, they react with each other, they will give you ammonia, okay, which is a compound of nitrogen and hydrogen. All right.
If you like our session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and view the videos that we had today for you. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you remain updated with all the latest videos that we'll be making for our dear students. This session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.